Am I the only one who is troubled by the amount of demonization of blanket groups of people based on their race, or their religion, or their income level that went on in the recently concluded presidential campaign? First, there are all the rumors, which I'm sure you've all heard, about Barack Obama being a Muslim, and McCain correcting a woman claiming Obama is an Arab by saying, "No ma'am, he's a decent person." As if Arab and decent person are mutually exclusive and conflicting terms. Obama's supporters incessantly emphasize that he is not a Muslim, but it takes months until someone, first Campbell Brown and then General Colin Powell, finally say Obama's not a Muslim, but so what if he was? Was there something inherently wrong with being a Muslim? Emphatically denying that Obama is a Muslim, while never taking that extra step to point out not that there's anything wrong with that, and that everyone generally behaving as though the idea of Obama being a Muslim is something horrible, is some pretty sadly blatant prejudice, in my opinion. That's the way it comes across. Apparently Muslims and Arab Americans, which to many are synonymous, even though you don't have to be an Arab to be a Muslim. I could convert to Islam tomorrow, and for that matter, you don't have to be a Muslim to be an Arab. It's one of the last mainstream acceptable prejudices that it's okay to have in the land of the free. Finally, I'm not comfortable with the class warfare and pitting of different social classes against each other, being encouraged often enough by those on my own liberal democratic side. I watched Michael Moore on Larry King talking about the Wall Street fiasco caused by the wealthy, which is quite a blanket term, as if everyone who can be considered upper class sits around in some smoke-filled room smoking Cuban cigars and plotting how to rape America. And as if Michael Moore is not one of the wealthy. Not that that should matter, but he's the one who makes an issue out of it and brags about the shirt he bought at Kmart and the hat he got at a 7-Eleven, and tisks Palin and her husband making $250,000 last year, as if that's not far less than what he makes, and as if that means she cannot empathize with ordinary Americans. Well, by that logic, Barack Obama and Joe Biden cannot empathize with ordinary Americans either, because they both have more money than Sarah Palin. Now, anyone who knows me knows I am not the slightest fan of McCain, or even less so of Sarah Palin, but encouraging the festering resentment that some people have of anyone who happens to make more money than themselves is not the way to bring Americans together, as Obama talks so much about. Now, are there rich people who are absolute parasites and shamelessly rob this country and its people blind at every turn and deserve any amount of scorn which can ever be heaped upon them? Yes. Is every person who happens to be well off, as pretty much all of us would like to be, automatically evil and spends all of their time sitting around plotting how to oppress the masses? No. My ex-boyfriend said once that of the two things he has been discriminated against for the most, one of them is being gay, and one of them is being wealthy, because of the attitude that people automatically assumed he had, assuming that he was looking down his nose at them, when in reality they were the ones prejudiced against him. Should people be punished for being wealthy? Should people be scorned and made to feel guilty for having what pretty much everyone aspires to have? I don't see the productiveness in that.